You know, there was a time in my life when everything felt like it was moving just right. Small town kid, decent grades, state champion in wrestling. I wasn't valedictorian or anything, but I knew how to push through pain, how to grind. People liked me. I had plans. And I had her. Katie. We were that couple. You know? The high school sweethearts. The kind people expected to get married right after graduation, buy a house down the road, have 3 kids and a golden retriever. She was beautiful, sharp, ambitious. We used to talk about our dreams late into the night, parked by the lake, the windows fogged up and our future wide open. I joined the military right after high school, part out of duty, part out of restlessness. My pop served in the Gulf, and I figured if I was gonna find out who I really was, I had to get far away from cornfields and Friday night football games. Katie stayed behind, went to college, landed a job in the city at a firm doing marketing or sales, one of those clean desk jobs where your fingernails stay spotless. We did the long distance thing, letters at first, then video calls when the internet connection would allow. I thought we were making it work. She told me she missed me, that she was proud, that she couldn't wait till I came home. But something changed during my second deployment. The calls grew shorter, less frequent. I'd catch her glancing off camera, smiling at something I couldn't see. I convinced myself it was stress, that I was being paranoid, that I had to trust her. After all, she was the love of my life. Turns out, trust doesn't mean much when someone's already moved on. I found out through a buddy from back home. Said he saw her with some guy in a sleek Audi, her hand on his chest, laughing like she never used to with me. I messaged her that night, asked her straight up. She didn't even deny it. Said she didn't think I had a real future, that she needed someone who was going places, someone who didn't come back every 6 months with more sand in their boots and fewer stories to tell. She didn't even cry, just said it was over. Just like that. I felt like someone kicked my chest in. You ever been alone in a barracks at 2 a.m., staring at a cracked phone screen, heart shattered, and the only sound is the humming AC and your own breath shaking? Yeah, but I didn't break. Not completely. I finished my service, honorably discharged after 6 years. By then, I had more discipline than most men twice my age, scars to prove I'd lived through hell, and a fire in my gut I couldn't explain. And I made myself a promise. If she thought I had no future, I'd build one so bright it'd blind her. I used the GI Bill and enrolled in college. It wasn't easy. I was older than most students. My first semester, I felt like a fossil, surrounded by kids complaining about 9 a.m. classes like they were being tortured. Meanwhile, I was up at 5, studying, working part-time, taking care of everything myself. But I crushed it. Majored in mechanical engineering, graduated top of my class, even got offered a research position before I walked the stage. I took that offer and turned it into a career, launched a startup with 2 other vets, focused on renewable tech, grew it from a garage operation to something real. Investors, office space, employees who looked to me for leadership. I'd wake up every morning with a sense of purpose, not the kind someone gives you, but the kind you carve out with your own damn hands. I stayed away from my hometown for years. Too many ghosts, too many memories. But when my mom fell sick, I came back to help out. She's better now, stubborn as ever. But I stuck around, longer than I thought I would. Funny thing about small towns, they never forget you, but they remember you wrong. People were surprised to see me again. Some folks had written me off. Others looked at me like I was some kind of war hero, even though the real heroes never made it home. And then one afternoon, I saw her. Katie. At the grocery store. Of all places, no dramatic music, no slow motion, just me turning down the cereal aisle. And bam, there she was, standing in front of the oatmeal, hair tied up, eyes tired. She looked older, but not just physically, like life had drained some of that spark she used to have. She saw me, and for a second her face froze. Then came the smile, that old, familiar curve of the lips. But it didn't reach her eyes. Hey, she said, voice small. Hey, I replied. My heart didn't skip a beat, no flashbacks, just calm. We made small talk. She asked what I'd been up to. I told her, briefly, casually. No bragging. She nodded slowly, like she couldn't quite process it. Turns out, the guy she left me for. Yeah, married her, then cheated on her, divorced a couple years later, left her with a stack of bills and a bitter heart. She still lived in town, worked an office job she hated, No kids, no Adi. I always knew you'd do something big, she said, almost in a whisper. I just smiled. Funny, I remember you saying the opposite. She winced. I was stupid, young, scared. I was all those things too, I said. But I didn't run. She didn't say anything after that, just stared at me like she was trying to piece together a version of me she couldn't quite believe was real. We parted ways with a polite goodbye. And as I walked out of that store, sun hitting my face, keys in hand to the truck I bought outright, I felt free. Not because I'd become successful, not because I won, but because I wasn't angry anymore. I'd carried that weight for too long, let it push me, fuel me, and yeah, maybe I needed it for a time, but not anymore. I was more than what happened to me. I was who I became in spite of it, and that, my friend, is a kind of victory no one can take from you.